Good morning, Saints!
I'm Kim.
I'm Chloe, and today's episode we will be featuring
A spotlight on St. Anthony's electives,
Black History Month,
a new segment called Teacher Feature,
and finishing up with an interview with Mr. Schabert.
Oh, hello there, St. Anthony students. It's you, Shop here. Today's focus is going to be the importance of Black History Month. Our interviewer, Kayla Morrell, will be asking teachers on their input.
So why do you think Black History Month is so important?
I think it's really important to have Black History Month so that we learn about different cultures, especially if you're not Black, and you understand where everybody's coming from, and it creates more of a sense of community, and we respect each other.
Yeah, that's it.
So how do you feel about Black History Month? Why is it so important?
Black History Month is very important because it makes up such a great part of our culture, American culture. We wouldn't be the America we are today if it wasn't for African Americans.
Black History Month is so important.
Black History Month is so important because it helps celebrates the accomplishments and the things that African Americans have done in this country. A lot of times people tend to forget about that the United States is made of a country of different people, and it's good to celebrate the diversity. And Black History Month helps accomplish that.
Thank you.
My name is Mr. Higbee, and I teach biology and chemistry.
I'm Mr. Scude, and I teach psychology and 12th grade English.
Well, I've really enjoyed helping people, and I've really always enjoyed learning a lot.
I really liked my high school teachers, and I really loved a college professor and wanted to be just like him.
One of the really great things is here, kind of how much of a community it is, and I feel like I get a chance to actually get to know all of my students. It's kind of a really nice thing about working here.
I like the students of St. Anthony because they are curious, they're respectful, and they're very, they take care of each other.
Fashion Studies is a survey course that is A through G approved, meaning you could get credits for fine art. It's a course where you learn both design, merchandising in different areas or different fields of study. So we focus on global sourcing, marketing, merchandising, and social justice in fashion. A typical class day looks like the students come in, and usually there's a project for the week. Sometimes it's for the days. So usually we have a discussion or a lecture about what the topic is going to be, and then we go into the project mode. I also like to incorporate a lot of videos, including documentaries that shed a certain light on what we're studying. So usually I think that's helpful visually, and we work on different projects. Students in the past have created window display projects. We also create websites with blogs that very often we check and work on, and all sorts of things. Students learn how to sew. We actually started that this year. And it's great. It's great for students that want to just get a glimpse of fashion if they decide that they want that as a major or minor in college. So I think this is a great way to start.
Time to get serious, Saints. Due to these tragic events happening around our nation, we interviewed our principal, Mr. Schabert, to get a little insight of how he feels about these school shootings and a little bit of our rules and procedures in case of an actual school shooting.
Shootings from happening.
You know, not just with what happened in Florida, but, for years, schools have to take whatever steps they've got to do to be prepared. And this was just another reminder of that. We've always taken student safety extremely seriously. We've put together plans. We've held different kinds of drills, whether it's for fire or lockdown or other kinds of things. We have to look at our school. We have to look at, how people come in, if they check in, and so on and so forth. So having one entrance that people have to buzz in, making sure all the other doors and around campuses are locked during the school day, having everybody watching out for everybody. Those are important things. But moving forward, we have to keep doing more. Soon we'll be having a security guard here on campus, which will be new for us, just to put another ounce of protection and another layer of support for us. We're going to have to maybe do some new things we haven't done in the past. In addition to a lockdown drill, we're going to have to actually practice perhaps an active shooter drill, where we have to maybe do some things differently, not just hiding, not just getting under a desk. We may have to run to various locations. So I just want to assure everyone that regardless of the shooting in Florida, we're always constantly having to think these things through. Well, first and foremost, it's a team approach, and certainly the school is going to do its share of things to help prepare. But the students themselves, it's really important that the students themselves realize how important they play in preventing these kinds of things from happening. We're fortunate to be in a school where most of us know everyone. I mean, we may not know everyone. But it's important for us as students to keep our eyes and ears open. If a student is saying something that just doesn't seem right. I know sometimes it's hard. You don't want to be a snitch or a tattletale, but we can't nowadays take anything for granted. Tell a teacher, tell someone at the school. Let us look into it. It could be something minor, but I think students have to be reminded that we're in a different world now, and they have to be careful about what they say, maybe what they post on social media. What used to be maybe just a fun, picture nowadays can be interpreted much differently. I think we also have to be mindful of those students here at the school who we sometimes overlook, the ones who might be sitting by themselves or the ones who may not be included in the things that we're doing. We tend to want to just hang out with our friends, but maybe our students can reach out to some of those students who maybe are a little bit alone or maybe a little bit sad and find a way to bring them into the community a little bit more. Now for the adults, we're going to do whatever steps we have to do. As I mentioned earlier, new drills, new ways of doing things, coordinating with Long Beach Police Department to train all of us into some new procedures. And so those will be happening here over the next few months, and they'll continue to happen regardless of whether there's another shooting or not.
Thank you, Mr. Schabert, for your time. And remember, if you see something, say something.